Hey everybody, it's Charlene. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 reasons why making masculine cards is so hard and what you can do about it. This is the card I'm going to be making today. I'm starting out here with this gorgeous stencil set. This is the Sunset Horizon Builder Stencil set. This is really great for masculine cards, but I'm going to get to those 5 reasons why it's so hard and what you can do about it as I get later into the video here, so stick around. So I'm starting out with this stencil that looks like a chess or a checkerboard, and I'm using a little piece of mint tape there down at the bottom so that I can mask it off so I can make sure I don't get any color beyond that point. And you're going to see why as this card comes together. I'm starting out here with the silver lining fresh dye ink, which is a really nice light gray, and I'm just using my blending brush to get some good coverage there all the way across this checkerboard. And the fun part about this stencil is you take it off, you wipe it down. You're going to see I'm here with a baby wipe wiping it down in just a second. And then you flip it over and it's going to line up perfectly with those open spaces so that you can do those in a different color. Now you could pick any colors you like here. I've chosen that silver lining, and then I'm going to come in with some Easy Breezy, which is a nice light teal color. I really like it. So see how it lines up super easy? You just want to make sure that there's a little bit of white space around each of those squares and that it all matches up. And then I'm going to come back in with that same mint tape in order to mask off the bottom again. I came in with a larger brush this time when I was applying the Easy Breezy. I just realized when I was putting down all of the silver lining ink that it was a pretty big area and the larger brush would make it a lot faster to get that ink applied. So now I can take everything off of there, and now we have our lovely checker or chessboard depending on what you're going for. I'm using the Perfect Mate stamps and dies. These coordinate perfectly with the Builder Stencil set. You have your chess pieces, you have checker pieces, you have fun little sentiments like "You rook my world," and then of course you have lots of inspiration with the packaging, which I love that Altenew does that. And so I'm going to take the little checker die piece off of here, and I'm going to die cut several of those little checkers. And the reason I'm doing that is because then I can just stamp them all at once. I get my stamp lined up so that it sits perfectly where the die cut's going to be, and then I can just put those die cuts in the little jig that I've created and stamp them all out all at once. It's really fast and easy to do. You can see in the bottom right hand corner there, I stamped out several in a nice dark blue color, Ride the Wave, and now I'm stamping several in that same Easy Breezy. And you can also see the difference between stamping the ink color and ink blending it. Here I'm coming in with the new Stampwheel grid plate. So you can see there is a grid pattern on this plate versus the radial marks that are on the standard grid plate that comes with the Stampwheel. This is great for helping to line up sentiments. So I picked my fun little sentiment there, just checking in on you, mate. I feel like this sentiment can be used for the checkers or for the chess pieces. And I'm using some black pigment ink so I can get a really nice crisp stamping on here. And now I'm going to go ahead and assemble my card. While I'm doing that, I'm going to talk to you guys about those 5 reasons why making masculine cards are so hard and give you some tips and tricks and my thoughts on what you can do to make creating masculine cards more easy. So the first one is buying all the pretty things. I think we're probably all guilty of this, in that We see these beautiful stamps and dies and stencils that we love, and that's what we focus on buying, whether it's florals or cute little critters or all these things. And we're not really thinking so much about masculine cards when we're doing our shopping. We're not looking for those masculine sets. They're not kind of screaming out to us. At least I think that's true for most of us. So when I saw this set, when Altenew reached out to me about this release, I thought, oh my gosh, I need to get this set because one, it would work for both men and women, and two, it's just kind of fun, and I need those masculine sets in my stash in order to have them on hand for when I need to make a masculine card. Now, the second reason is because I think we all struggle with color choices. I know I do. And a surefire way to make a wonderful masculine card is to stick with a monochromatic color scheme. And you could do that in any color family. You could do that in reds, yellows, oranges, greens, blues, teals, purples. You could do it with any of them. And then I would just suggest adding some neutrals in there, some grays or some browns. Those always really go well with monochromatic color schemes. And obviously, this isn't to say that men don't like color. I know lots of men who love color, so certainly you can use the rainbow of colors when you're making masculine cards. These are just suggestions if maybe you struggle with those choices. So here you see I stuck with blues, and then I did bring in the teal. Now, the third reason is overthinking what the recipient might like. Now, I am guilty of this with both masculine and feminine cards. I will sit and think, okay, who am I sending this to? What are their interests? What are their hobbies? And I think the answer here is just to stop doing that. Now, if somebody is a huge car fan or a huge chess fan or something like that, obviously it's easy if you have a set that works in your stash. If you don't, or maybe you don't know what the recipient's hobbies and interests really are, or maybe they aren't really into hobbies or things like that, find something in your stash or get sets that can be pretty general. So I think most people like chess or checkers or board games. They certainly at least know what chess or checkers is and can get the fun puns in this set. Now, the fourth reason is wondering whether the card will be appreciated. I think this one also applies to masculine and feminine cards. I think I'm not alone in wondering whether or not the recipient is going to appreciate receiving a card from me. And again, the answer here is really just not to worry about it too much. I think pretty much anyone, if they receive a handmade card, is going to appreciate it. And the few that aren't, probably aren't people that you're going to be sending cards to in the first place. So I would say let this one go. I think anyone's going to appreciate anything you send out to them. And frankly, keeping things somewhat simple can help alleviate that concern. So having a set like this where you have stencils and stamps that go together really easily, where you can make a quick, fun card is going to really help you with that concern. And the fifth reason is worrying the card is not masculine enough. Oh my gosh, you guys, I cannot tell you how many times I have looked at a quote unquote masculine card that I have made and wondered if it was masculine enough. Now, at the end of the day, this is really kind of silly because men enjoy all kinds of different things. And frankly, if you wanted to send them a rainbow card or floral card or any kind of card, they would probably appreciate it. So I think worrying about whether or not it's masculine enough is something, again, that you just have to let go of. And certainly you can pick sets that are out there that are more gender neutral like this one, which will also help alleviate that concern so that you can get more fun and joy out of the actual crafting of the card than worrying about all of the things we've talked about today. So I went through and I finished off my card. I'm popping it up here so it has a nice black border there. You see how I went around the card and popped up all of those checker die cuts that we did. And now I'm going to come in and I'm going to add a little bit of splatter. Oftentimes, if I feel like a card just needs a little something more, I will add some splatters. So I'm going to use the larger mint tape here to mask off all that work I already did. And I've got some black soot distress spray, but you also could do this with any of your black inks. And I've got a fan brush. You could use any kind of brush to do this. And I'm just going to add a little bit of splatter in and around on the sides of the card there, and it's going to break up all of that white space and kind of fill out the card. I think it probably would have been fine with or without the splatter, but I do like how everything turned out with that lovely splatter. So here's the finished card. I hope those tips and tricks and thoughts on why making masculine cards is so hard was helpful to all of you. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that this is part of a video hop for Altenew, so be sure to look down in the description for all of the information on entering the fun giveaway. I hope you guys will put down in the comments your thoughts, your tips and tricks about masculine cards. And please be sure to like and subscribe, as well as hit that notification bell so that I can continue bringing you more crafty content in the future. Until next time, happy crafting.